Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to day 13 of the Fragment of Your Imagination Challenge. The first 12 days were on a sheet similar to this, and now I have cut them out and put them on this little ring, and I have this cute little resource that I can throw into my art bag and just have inspiration wherever I go. It's so cute. This download is available in the description of this video. You can also find the link to a Fragment of Your Imagination Challenge. They have a beautiful packet with all of the fragments. Okay, here we go. A new clean sheet to work on. Today is day 13. And the packet says, "Let's be fancy today with Nanci," by Barbara Dewell Johnson, CZT. And I love that one of hers was featured in here because I love every tangle she has ever created. So this is a fun one. Let's be fancy with Nanci. All right, I'm going to pick up my pen and I'm going to zoom in a bit. Okay, here we go. So this one begins with a little circle in the middle of the square fragment. So a little circle. Then we go to each corner with a line. This pen today only wants to work if I'm straight up and down, which is more difficult with my camera angle, so I think I'm gonna switch pens. Okay, we'll see how this one does. All right, so you put in your little circles, and then the little lines. And then we create sort of a heart shape up here in the top. So I'm gonna come up this side and then I'm gonna curl in and give it a really nice curl. And then this side and give it a really nice curl. I think we might be seeing this one again in February when I do the Share the Love challenge, or Share the Love kit, I guess. Where I do 14 days of heart tangles. I'm pretty sure this is one of them that I put in there. Okay, so we're going to do that on the bottom as well. So we follow that line down, come in and give it a curl, and that way and give it a curl. And then I'm going to put a line right across the center there and there. And then this section, that one, and that one. All right, the last little detail is to add weight to the end of these lines. So to do that, I like to start on the line and I kind of scoop down, and then just add a little ink. So this line here, I scoop down and down on that side and add a little bit of ink. So we scooped down there, we're going to scoop here and here. And on that one. I'm going to scoop this one on that side. I think you could scoop both sides if you wanted, but I'm just going to do these inside ones. And then I go back and clean this up a little bit by sort of giving these little spaces a U shape. Does that make sense? I kind of just round those out a little bit more. All right, same thing over here. I'm going to scoop just on this inside part, and then both sides of that one, both sides, and then just the one side. And then I can go back and kind of curve those nice and neat. And I'm going to ink this outside line to sort of clean that up a little bit. And that's Nancy. All right, let's do the next one. We're going to put a little circle in the middle. And I think I'll go ahead and put a circle in each of these. And then I'm going to do those 4 diagonal lines that go out to the corners. And I'm going to do those on each of them. I can just imagine starting so many fragments this way and then changing what you put into each of those 4 little sections. Okay, so right here I'm going to do my heart. A little swirl that way and a little swirl that way. It's not supposed to be a heart, I don't think. It just helps me with the shape a little bit. I'm going to keep going, and I'm keeping all of my fragments the same direction for this one because I want to see how these lines end up matching up. But you could, of course, turn each time you do it. I just did not choose to for this one. Now, if these little spirals are kind of tricky for you to make and have them line up, you could put a little dot like near that outer line, come up and curve down into it, and then curve and go the other way and make a complete heart. Then you can curl this side and you can curl this side. If I was doing it on this one, I could put a little dot about there, go up and curve, and then just add those little curls. Got all of my little hearts in, or my little curly cues in. Then I'm going to go back and I'm going to do the center line in each section. You don't have to start with the center. You could just start going out from the middle like this, but this just helps me sort of make it even and then divide each of those again. So that part's up to you. And I like trying to make these line up with the previous shape. I just want to take a second and notice how beautiful this is by itself, but then when you add in these little weighted ends, it looks completely different. It just adds so much to it. So last time I started with a weighting and then I went in and put in the little curves. This time I'm going to start with the curves, and I'm going to do it on this side over here so you can see how that looks. I start up a little bit on this line and I just do a little curve like that. And then I do a little curve. And then I can go back and I can ink in these areas, and it's just the same as adding that weight to it in the beginning. Just kind of your preference on which one you're more comfortable with. I love this little pattern right there. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm going to do my curves. And I'm just curving from one line to the next. See how I put those in there? Just making sure that you go up onto that line a little bit. Curve, curve, curve. I'll give you a moment to finish those. What a beautiful pattern. Okay, how we doing? All right, I'm going to go into this very center and I'm just going to ink in this little area in between all four of those. Just because it just kind of finishes it and brings it all together. And I don't think I need to embellish this one with any other lines. If I was going to, I would maybe put some little orbs in these little sections here because that would match the circles in the middle. You could even do the little circles and then you could aura it and jump around the circle. Aura, jump around the circle. That would be beautiful as well. But I think the fragments have enough going on that we don't need to do that. Okay, the only thing that I'm going to do is these little circles in the middle, I'm going to ink those in. Let me see if I like that or not. Yes, I do like that. So I'm going to ink mine in. You, of course, do not need to. And you could also embellish this more by adding some designs in these little pieces that come out. You could add some auras along these little heart shapes, and that would fill in that area. There's so many things you can do in these teeny tiny areas. Okay, put my marker cap on and grab my graphite pencil. Let's do a little bit of shading. Okay, I'm going to go to this first fragment here, and I'm going to put some shading at the bottom of these little areas on the side like that. And then I'm going to put a little bit on the edge of these curves, just a little bit. And then I'm going to go around the outside edge of this heart and in this little dip, and then the outside edge over here. Outside edge of those curls in that little dip and the outside edge. And let's see how this fragment turns out and how it looks different than the other ones. So I start with that middle by just sort of pulling that softly into that shape. And then I'm just going to give these curves a tiny bit on the end, and I still want this white area in the middle of the two. Then I'm going to go around that little curl. And look at how pretty that one looks and how much more kind of dynamic it is compared to the ones next to it that are a little bit flat. I love that. I'm going to add a little bit under the curls here, just because. Okay, let's do the rest of them. Take my pencil. I'm going to go right outside that little dark circle in the middle, and I'm going to do all 3 of them that are left. I'm probably putting too much graphite there. We don't need a lot. Then I'm going to put a tiniest bit in these curves. So light on my pencil. Then I'm going to go around each of these curls and in that little middle part where they connect. I'm going to push these out a bit. Push them out just a little bit from the center and then soften those edges. And I'm going to go on the outside of those spirals. If you have too much graphite, you can get one of those kneaded erasers and dab it on here. It'll pick some of that up. Look at how beautiful this is. I love how these parts here almost look like they're squeezing the center of that little heart shape and kind of making it into 2. It's so cute. Thank you, Barbara, for that one. All right, that was day number 13. If you follow me on Facebook, my Facebook page is Let's Tangle, LET''S and then Tangle, and you can share your work there every Sunday. I would love to see what you are doing. You can also go to my website, www.mins, M-I-N-S, minsofzen.com, and on there you can sign up for my emails, and you can also order the February kit. And February 1st, I will start a 14-day series of heart tangles, and the kit has some cute things in it if you would like it. All right, we will see you soon. Bye-bye.